My name is Cody Hughes. This is Cody Easton. We're the host of On the Water in the Woods with Cody and Cody. Hopefully most of y'all are familiar with it. It's an outdoor television show based locally out of Oklahoma City on KSBI TV. Right now we're going to do some talking about fall time fishing. Cody's got 3 different lures that he's going to talk about. One thing that Cody and I look for when we go out fishing in the fall, the water's getting colder, of course the bass are going to be pushed into deeper water. So one thing you want to look for on your depth finder, a lot of drop-offs, laydowns. Cody and I like to fish a lot of small farm ponds, but we also get out and fish a couple of lakes. Some good lakes to be fishing right now would be Texoma, Lake Latonka down by Lawton for smallmouth. We did a lot of fishing up by Lake Canton. Lake Canton has really been good to us because we've gone out, caught channel cat, sand bass, walleye, and crappie off that lake with Donnie Jenkins. But right now Cody's been messing around a little bit. We're going to see if we can't get these fish biting on something. Cody was talking about fishing deep water in the fall. I'm going to show you 3 different lures that you can do that with. First off, we got a spinnerbait. The reason I like a spinnerbait, whether it be myself out fishing or doing it on the show and talking to people about it, anybody can fish a spinnerbait. The only thing you got to remember is the faster you reel, the higher it runs in the water, and the slower you reel, the deeper it runs in the water. There's no real technique to it. You cast out, reel it in, and it's as plain as that. Reel it in a little faster and slow it down. Faster and slow it down. I'm kind of running in different depths in one cast. So we got the spinnerbait. Well, let's see if we can get them to hit on so-slow. The second bait's going to be a jig. You got different kinds of jigs. This is imitating a crawdad, crawfish, whatever you want to call them. With the jig, you cast out, let it sink. Most of your hits are going to occur on the downfall. And just kind of work it back to you with the rod. You're not going to reel it a whole lot. You're going to kind of pop it back and forth. Let go of that, man. Excellent off a ledge. If you can find a creek or a channel that runs through the water, fish it right off that edge, down in the deeper water. And like I said, just jigging along, bring it back to you nice and slow. You're going to want a slower retrieve in the fall. The water's starting to get a little cooler and the fish are going to hesitate a little more. Not going to have near as much energy. So give it to them a little slower. All right, there's the jig. Now, probably my favorite, killer, plastic worms. Everybody's fishing with a worm, whether it's plastic or real. It's pretty much the same thing as a jig. You're going to cast it out there and let it fall. I've got a real light weight on there. I'm a fan of the slow drop, keeping it in that drop mode as long as possible. Most of my hits occur on the downfall, just like the jig. I got a real small weight on there. I'm going to let it do its job. The tail's going to do an action that's going to get the fish's attention. And I fish worms real slow. Well, that's kind of what I had in plan for today. Show you the worm, jigs, and spinnerbaits. That's what works really well for Cody and I. Cody and I do these seminars not to come up and act like professionals or like we know everything there is to know, but things that work for us, we're definitely excited to share with people. And of course, it's a lot of fun getting up here and to fish with these big fish.